How to effectively destroy planes with LMG. If you clicked on this video, there are fairly high chances that you are trying to obtain the new Parabellum MG14, added with the In the Name of the Tsar DLC. Luckily for us, DICE has tweaked the assignment and it went from having to destroy 2 planes using the Madsen LMG to just any LMG, which is way easier to do. In this video, I'm gonna explain you every single detail that you need to know about if you want to complete the assignment. So starting off with the most important question, what type of planes do you want to shoot? In Battlefield 1 we have 4 main types of planes, which are the fighter plane, attack plane, the bomber and the heavy bomber that was introduced to Battlefield 1 with the newest In the Name of the Tsar DLC. If you're not a pilot, you might not know the differences between them, but in short, the smaller the plane is, the faster it is and the less HP it has. So the fighter is the fastest plane, it can get away quickly, but it has the lowest amount of HP. On the contrary, the heavy bomber has the most amount of HP out of all 4 planes, but it's the slowest one. However, there is a little tricky thing about this new heavy bomber. It can be repaired while taking damage. There is a special seat in the plane, allowing you to spawn as a support with the range and repair it, so don't be surprised if the plane will sometimes take more than 100 damage, because yes, you kept shooting him, but the other guy kept repairing him, so it was equaling. Alright, so now you know the differences between them, but which ones do you want to shoot? In general, you wanna go for the fighters and heavy bombers. And why is that? Well, it's because of the fact that those two are actually not that great to fight the ground targets. The fighter plane is designed for the dogfight, and the heavy bomber, well, it is technically designed for fighting the ground targets in theory, but the maneuverability of this aircraft is literally so bad that if you start shooting, pilot will not be able to change his way and kill you right away, or he will not be able to do it in 99% of the situations. Of course, if you want to shoot the attack planes or the normal bombers, go for it, but the risk of getting yourself killed is way higher than with those 2 previous planes that I've just talked about. When I'm flying the attack plane, I always go for the guy who's shooting me with his LMG first, trust me. It just pisses me off, and you're not gonna take down a good pilot this way. And this is the next thing I want to mention. If you come across a skilled pilot, you will not be able to take him down just with using your LMG. It's just not possible. He will get away, fly away, hide somewhere, repair and come back for you. And it doesn't matter for him what plane is he using. Luckily for all of you who want to complete this assignment, 95% of the pilots in Battlefield 1 struggle to stay alive in the air without crashing themselves into something, so it's fairly easy to get those kills. And going over to the next thing, if you are shooting a plane, always go for the wings. Especially if the pilot is flying straight onto you. If you manage to disable at least one wing, well, he's becoming such a vulnerable target. Then his main priority will not be killing you, he will struggle to stay alive and repair the plane, meaning he will become an easier target for you. And remember guys, even if the pilot jumps out of the plane, you got to keep shooting it, because the assignment requires you to destroy 2 planes, not kill the pilots, meaning it counts if you destroy an empty enemy plane. Okay guys, so now you know which planes you want to shoot, where you want to shoot them, and you should also know what to shoot them with. My personal recommendation, MG15, ammo pack and a bipod. That's all. However, you have to remember that you need to position yourself in a place where you're not that likely to be sniped, since a laying target is an easiest sniper target, so you don't necessarily want to lay down on some populated objective and try to go Rambo against planes. It's not gonna work. Also, it's always good to have some safe place to hide in when the pilot notices you and starts to try to kill you. You have to keep in mind that If you start a fight with an enemy plane using LMG, the moment you die, the other guy wins. He flies away, he repairs himself and he's back at full HP, and you need to start all over again. However, there are some more advanced tactics, and if you have a group of friends who wants to unlock the Parabellum or are willing to help you unlock it, well, then you are a lucky guy. If you can get 1 or 2 friends to help you with shooting down the plane using LMGs, you're already at the better position. If all 3 of you lay down with the bipoded LMGs, you pretty much triple your firepower. And how do you make sure that you are the one who gets the plane destroyed? Well, it's fairly simple. You have to communicate with your friends and just tell them to stop shooting so you can finish him off and get the points. Tactic number 2. If you have one friend who doesn't necessarily want to ruin his accuracy on LMGs, well, then just politely ask him to go sit in AA and wait for some plane. He can damage the plane significantly, and then you can easily finish him off using LMG. And if there is no anti-aircraft around, well, ask your friend to bring AA truck into the action. You have to remember, guys, that you have multiple options to do it. The only requirement in this assignment is that you get the plane destroyed with an LMG, but you can get its HP down with anything else. If you have a friend who's good at dogfighting, you can ask him to damage the plane for you and you can just finish him off. And talking about the best game modes or maps to get those skills on, well, it's a bit complicated here. When it comes to choosing the map, you have a wide variety of options. I myself obtained those skills on the Sinai Desert and the Monte Grappa, but you can get them on pretty much any map that obviously has aircraft on it. The complicated part that I mentioned refers to choosing a proper game mode for that. You can either go for the Conquest or Operations, but there is a major difference between them. Generally for pilots, it is way easier to farm kills on Operations, therefore there are way better pilots on this game mode than in Conquest. However, on the other side, the Operations map are more linear, meaning you will have more chances and angles to take the plane from. What I personally found to be most effective tactic was going on the low populated Conquest servers, meaning they had about 30 players more or less, because this is a place where you will either get a good pilot who will dominate a whole server, or you will get a guy who's trying to learn how to fly. And this second option is way more likely to happen. And that's pretty much all the knowledge that you need to have if you want to complete this assignment. As you see, teamplay plays such an important role in it. As I already said, guys, if you have friends to play and complete this assignment with, ask them to do so. It's way easier in a group. If you can, don't try to copy my tactics from the gameplay that was playing in the background, because that was such a bad idea. I just needed to get a couple of those kills for the purpose of this video, which is actually filmed before In the Name of the Tsar came out, so I will have to get those kills or destroy those planes again to unlock the Parabellum for myself. Anyway guys, that is it for the video. It's everything you need to know about taking out planes with LMGs. Let me know down in the comments how did you manage to complete this task. If you did it with the help from friends or you managed to get it solo, write down the comment, and as always guys, if you enjoyed, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and I see you on the battlefield.